Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next interview. I'm excited about today because not only are we talking with Ebony, who is a serial entrepreneur, but we're going to dig into not only her background, but really all the work that she's doing as far as bringing new products to market, how she's really kind of pivoting in the market. As many of you know, all of us are trying to find our footing, trying to find how and what we're doing things in this new day and age. And I'm really excited about talking about, how she really sees things moving forward. As someone who has multiple businesses in multiple industries, sometimes things are a little bit different as you build your business, as you change your business, and as we talk about always in these sessions as we pivot. This is the first time I'm actually getting an opportunity to talk with Ebony. So I hope you're ready because I'm going to be asking a ton of questions as we not only get a chance to get to know each other, but also talk about all the great work you're doing in the world. So, Ebony, welcome today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So let's give everyone a little bit of grounding. Everyone loves that we focus on vegan entrepreneurs. So I'd love to just give our audience a little bit of background on how long you've been vegan and a little bit maybe about your journey.
Oh, perfect. So I've been vegan for about 3.5 years now. For me, it started with me seeking clarity. I was in a really kind of dark space, depression, anxiety, and I was just seeking clarity really to begin with. And I ran across this YouTuber by the name of Ralph Smart, and he had a 7-day vegan challenge. So me and my son, we decided to do the 7-day vegan challenge. And within those 7 days, not only did I gain more clarity and understanding and started reacting different to certain situations, but I saw a difference in my energy. I saw a difference in the way I moved, the things that I were doing, the way I thought. I gained compassion. I just saw a lot of different things changing for the positive. So me and my son decided, instead of making this a diet or just a challenge, let's make it a lifestyle. And it was hard. It was difficult to transition, not to give up certain foods, but just not having that support. I was the only one in my circle of friends at the time in my family to take this journey. So it was very hard because I had them asking me questions that I still didn't know the answers to. So it was hard to continue to move forward and to continue to stick with, my decision. But in my journey, every time I came across a hurdle, I just made that solution and I decided to share it with the world. So that's how I began to create businesses around veganism because I had a problem and I solved it with a business to share with the world.
Nice. So let me just clarify. So were you an entrepreneur before you were vegan, or did you become an entrepreneur after becoming vegan?
I've always had an entrepreneur spirit because of
Okay.
my mother and my father. So that spirit has always lived in me.
Nice, nice. Okay, so let's talk about these businesses. Let's give everyone at least the lay of the land. Let's talk about the things that you're working on and the different businesses that you have right now.
Okay, perfect. So of course I launched a ChaRose Vegan Girls Night Out tour this spring. We did have to postpone the tour due to the COVID-19 cases rising in Florida, but I'm still so excited about it and can't wait to launch the new dates. I also have a cosmetic line, ChaRose, which is a vegan cosmetic line. We promote health and happiness through our cosmetics. Of course, our products are vegan and cruelty free. And I'm also in the tech industry. I have a tech company called Healthy Dining. It's a mobile app that allows users to create a profile to search for vegan and vegetarian restaurants worldwide, as well as connect with other users on the app for dining and networking purposes.
Perfect. So it sounds like you have your hands full.
I do. I do. On top of being a mother.
Very, very important job. So let's talk about night out. The When you were doing the girls' night out, walk me through kind of what the purpose of the events were, why, what inspired you. And I know it's something that is postponed because we're not really able to have events right now. But maybe give everyone a
Right.
little background on the purpose of those, so that we can all look forward to them. Fingers crossed in 2021.
Of course. So the purpose of the Vegan Girls Night Out tour was basically just to create an environment where like-minded people can come and fellowship, where people can come and learn about the vegan lifestyle, where local vegan-friendly vendors can come and share what they have to offer to hopefully help make the transition to a vegan lifestyle much easier for those who are interested. During this time, a lot of people are stressed. They have anxiety because of we're stuck in the house. So I figured a form of therapy for me, it has always been yoga and painting. So I wanted to offer those gifts that help soothe me and calm me to the community. So I decided I wanted to travel to city to support the local businesses as well as provide support and educate our people on making that transition to a healthier lifestyle.
Perfect. Now, have you decided if you're going to do any virtual options, or are you thinking this is going to be something that you're going to just postpone until we can all get together again?
I'm definitely going to postpone.
Okay,
I like in person better, face to face. I want to feel everyone's energy. I want them to feel my energy. So I'm definitely postponing. We will hopefully be able to uh, do our dates sooner than later. My fingers are crossed. Hopefully, all the cases will come down. Hopefully, we can find vaccines to put everyone at ease. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we can launch this tour sooner than later.
perfect. Okay. And then let's talk about the cosmetic line. You had
Okay.
mentioned that often you're creating your businesses either for a reason or a purpose or, because you were trying to solve something. Walk us through why a cosmetic line and why yours.
Okay, so I'm a really, really girly girl. So I love makeup. I love cosmetics. I love how it enhances your natural features. I've always have. So once I made the transition to live a vegan lifestyle, of course, I didn't know much. So I started doing research. The more research I did, I saw how some of the products that I was using had harmful chemicals in it, and some of the ingredients were deprived from animals. So it instantly touched my heart. I did a little research, and there's a few vegan cosmetic lines out there, but not too many. So I decided to do research, brainstorm, and launch my own vegan cosmetics line.
Perfect. And if someone's thinking about or wants to kind of explore the cosmetics, let's give them the web address at least first, and then maybe give them kind of a sense of where they should start or what items should they consider or where should they start.
I'm sorry, I did not hear a question. My phone went out. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Give people an idea of where they should start on your site. I think when people are thinking about choosing a new cosmetic or a new item, the question is, what should they start? What's maybe your specialty or maybe one of your best sellers, just so people know
Okay.
kind of a little bit more about the products.
Okay. Of course, I love all of my products. I'm in love with each and every one of them for different reasons. But the best seller so far has been a 3D fiber mascara.
Hmm,
I used to wear extension on my lashes, and then came with the problem where they were taking my lashes out.
nice.
So I launched a 3D fiber mascara. So they're natural fibers that gives your lashes that full look without false lashes, and without the price being so costly to keep up the maintenance of false lashes. So the 3D fiber mascara, you cannot go wrong with that. Also, the clear lip gloss, you definitely can't go wrong with that. It's a lip gloss that enhances your natural shine to your lips. So it's great. It's long lasting. It has vitamin E in it. So I mean, it's great for your lips, nurturing. So it's something you should definitely check out. The clear lip gloss and the 3D fiber mascara.
Perfect. All right. And then for this cosmetic line, walk me through maybe how were you impacted? Did you find that you had to do any pivoting, changing? I know for a lot of people, it was either difficult to get supplies.
Mhm.
It was difficult, because, just shipping, things weren't moving before. So how did you pivot or how were you impacted by COVID and how did you kind of see your way through?
We weren't impacted as much. I'm grateful for that. Most of our products are resourced in the United States, so shipping really didn't, affect us as much. But we did decide to launch a e-gift card. So it's kind of like a touchless way to give a gift to someone or save it for yourself for a later date. By it being an e-commerce business already, we really didn't have to pivot as much as our other businesses.
Perfect. And I think that's good to hear because I think everyone here's the story of the gloom and doom, like every business, and we're losing all of our businesses. So it's exciting
Right,
to hear that, many of us who've gone into the online space like yourself, have been able to sustain, in this
right,
time. And it's really exciting because it means we're going to have all these some of these great vegan businesses,
of
once we
course.
get to the other side. I know there's some that are hurting and some that are struggling, but it's also exciting to hear about businesses that have been able to sustain themselves through some of these challenges.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about the app. Let's talk about that. Why the app? Why launch it? What are you passionate about? And actually,
Oh
we
my
just had a
God.
comment from Reginald. He just said, "Bravo, wow!" So I thought that was
Oh,
great what you were
thanks.
talking about.
Thank you. Oh, the app. Oh my God. The app, I just light up because the app is something that happened in the beginning of my vegan journey. Me and my son, we love to travel, and we found ourselves in the beginning of our journey stopping and eating a lot of fries from restaurants. And we're like, oh my God, it has to be more options out here or more restaurants that's 100% vegan or 100% vegetarian. It has to be. So when I did research, I found out that there were a lot of restaurants out here that are 100% vegan and 100% vegetarian. Not the restaurants that has the options, but completely, vegetarian and vegan restaurants.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh wow, we should have an app for this, that can locate the restaurants worldwide, as well as have a platform where people can communicate, provide support. As I mentioned earlier, when I first started this journey, I was the only person, in my circle of friends and family to take this journey. So I had no one to kind of turn to for support of questions or recipes or what should I do. It was a lot of research that I didn't mind doing. Um, and I also believe that when people are making that transition, because of the lack of knowledge and the lack of support, they often stop. And that touched my heart because that shouldn't be the reason why you stop, transitioning to a better lifestyle because of lack of knowledge or support or resources. So I try my best to, that was my problem. So instead of turning away, I brainstormed and I developed the app.
Perfect. Now, you mentioned you're in tech. So, are you a programmer, or did you just have you worked with someone? Walk me through kind of your tech background and how that played a role in what you built.
I'm not in computer programming. However, I hired developers,
Mhm.
and what we did is we sat down and he walked me step by step on the process of what to do. So we were very hands on in making the decisions of the layout and how the app flows and things like that.
Oh, perfect. And it's an app on iTunes and Android, or how can people access the app?
You can access the app on both well, not iTunes, but your Apple Store and your Google Play Store. So you'll just go in your app stores and you would type in the search healthy dining and it'll be the first application that pops up.
Perfect, perfect. And
Hmm.
what are some of you mentioned the idea that people can interact, that people can communicate. What else? I mean, walk people through what's that process like? What should they expect? Because I know a lot of us are, hungry for more of that personal touch. So I'm just curious how they can use the app
Right.
to not just find places, but also be able to connect.
Right, perfect. So, one of my favorite features on the app is the interactions with other people. You can use it for personal or networking. You have the option to look at another user's profile. You have the option to actually confirm a match with them, meaning starting communications with them. You can even schedule a date with them. In a later future, when you are able to go out and eat at a restaurant, you're able to pick your favorite vegan restaurant, a date, a time, and that app will actually send over that invitation to the user to confirm or deny that date. You can
Wow.
also yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. You can also direct message another user. It's a lot of new people on their vegan journey on the app as well as experience. So you can actually direct message a user and ask questions for support, share recipes, and things like that.
Oh, I like that. And I know right now it's a little bit hard with us, that are stay-at-home orders, but I love the idea
Right.
that it'll allow people to connect, especially like you said, when many of us go vegan, we're the only one in our families or only one in our
Right.
communities or only one in our social networks. So being able to connect with others, being able to go to restaurants, and even just chat about our experiences.
Right.
Because when you go to a lot of these restaurants and you have something amazing, you want to like scream it from the rooftop, and to be able to connect with someone else and say, I ate at so and so, this place, wasn't it amazing? And they can say that
Right.
back. I think really can create a sense of community, camaraderie, and so forth. So I think that's really exciting.
Thank you. Thank
We had
you.
a quick message from Chris. He just thanks for your kindness and compassion. So I always love it when
Oh,
people
thank
send
you,
us quick
Chris.
messages. Thank you, Chris, for the shout out there. So let's talk about what's next. I know there's a lot of uncertainty. I know there's a lot of, we don't know what this year is going to turn out. But as we start to, we're halfway through the year, and many of us are reevaluating our year and saying, well, what else do we want to accomplish this year? What are we going to focus on this year? What are some of the things that we hope we can get done by the end of the year? Do you have any wish list or anything that you're hoping to do in your businesses for the remainder of the year?
Honestly, I just take things one day at a time. I'm a planner, but this year has taught me to really take it one day at a time and do the most that you can do in that 24 hours and then prepare for the next 24 hours. I am excited that my app, Healthy Dining, we launched a virtual call center. So I'm so excited that we're able to offer career opportunities to those who lost jobs or just graduated from college and looking for, a career opportunity with endless possibilities, a chance to work from home and still be financially stable. So I'm excited about that. And again, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I wake up every morning, I look at my journal, I look at my notes and my tasks, and I just cross them out throughout the day and write some for the next 24 hours. So honestly, I'm taking it one day at a time.
There's nothing wrong with that because you're right. We can all have plans, but we have learned this year that even with the best plans, sometimes
Right.
we have to keep changing, keep pivoting, and not everything that we have planned will maybe come true. So I definitely understand that approach. So as a person who's has multiple businesses, as a person who's doing things like you said with the virtual call center where you're supporting other people, helping people with career opportunities and so forth, do you have any advice for anyone else out there that is either thinking about starting a business, starting a vegan business, and they're a little worried, they're a little nervous, they're a little scared? Is this the right time? Should I do it? They're having some of those concerns or hesitations. Do you have any recommendations for them, what they should be doing, what they should be focused on right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. I would say go for it. If it's the fire in your heart, go for it. Despite what's going on in your outside world, listen to your spiritual world, listen to your insides, and go for it. One thing that I've learned so far this year is to keep calm during the storm. Calm meaning aligning yourself and staying focused during the storm, meaning in any situation. And that has really helped me reshape my businesses as well as my personal life. Being calm during a storm, no matter what's going on outside, just staying focused on your inside and always being aligned with your true purpose, in life. So, if you have that fire in your heart and you're desiring to start this business now, don't let the outside circumstances stop you. Start it. Now is the time. There's no better time than right now because tomorrow isn't promised. 5 minutes from now isn't promised. So I would say take advantage of right now.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I love it when we can get people fired up and get them to start these businesses
Yes,
because it's so important. And it's not only so important to, like you said, when you have the fire inside, when you have that passion to just let it out
let
and
it
follow
out.
your dreams. A lot of us are always, a lot of people are like, oh, I'll wait until this is right. And I'll wait till
No,
that's right.
it would never be a perfect moment. It was never a perfect moment for me, but I trust the process. becoming a vegan, starting this journey. I knew nothing about it, and it was scary, but I trust the process. We as a people have to learn how to trust the process. Just trust the process and go for it.
Absolutely. And then that's maybe another point is I think how important it is for us to have so many different businesses with different
Mhm.
people at the helm, different entrepreneurs driving this, by having,
Right.
African Americans, having women. I think a lot of times, people forget how important it is that we have that representation, we have that diversity, and also we bring
Mhm.
so much to the table. We bring so much,
Right.
we bring a different perspective, a different flavor, a different, what I mean, just approach and just level of compassion and just all these things that I think is important that, businesses are being started by just so many different people and so many different, with so many different backgrounds. So it's really excited to kind of hear about your
Right.
story as well. And I don't know if you want to touch on any of that as well, because not only do I think it's so important in this day and age, as we're looking at, how communities are really kind of pushing back against the status quo, as many of us are rethinking the way we communicate, the way we talk, the terms that we use, and then also
Mhm.
as we're supporting a lot of the social injustice that's happening in our world. I think it's so important that we not only encourage more people to be entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
encourage more diverse voices out there. And I also think it's important that us as business owners, we speak out and let people know about what we're doing and what's going on, as well as in the vegan community. I'm always big about, there's a lot of Black folks in this vegan community. We got to let
Right.
people know that we're here.
Right.
We're impactful and we're amazing and all that good stuff. So I think it's really fun when we get a chance. But anyway, let me stop there. I'm getting all excited and getting on my
No,
Let me
I
give you a
totally,
chance.
I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. I feel that, as a Black woman in the tech industry, there's not too many people that look like me. As a Black woman who didn't go into debt to launch her businesses, who didn't have to give up her core values, who didn't have to sacrifice her body, I feel that I am an example why Black Lives Matter. Me being a mother of a Black son who's 11 and the president of a tech company who, I mean, his passion is sports, of course, but going to the NFL and NBA won't be his only choice for financial freedom. He too is an example why Black Lives Matter. Black lives do matter. I do agree. And every day I try to be an example of why Black Lives Matter. I try to teach my son and install in him principles and core values so he can continue to be the example of why Black Lives Matter. I feel that our community, we need to be more loud about why Black Lives Matter because Black lives do matter.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we need to say it as much as possible
Of
so
course.
that everyone's hearing it and starting to understand it, like, even on a subconscious level, because I think
Right.
that's why we see people acting out inappropriately because they're really not connecting with it and understanding it. So I'm really
Right.
happy to hear you say it. I'm so happy to hear
Of
you
course.
talk about it and talk about why it's so important to you, and I'm also just glad we get a chance to kind of chat about these things because I think in the past, there hasn't been as many of us either having the channel or the opportunity to
Right.
do it. And I'm just glad when we can get a chance to do that. So I'm really, really excited that we
Thank
actually
you
get to
for
talk
giving
about
me
it.
this opportunity to share
Absolutely.
that. But I really feel it's important to for folks to not act out, but just be that example. Show why Black Lives Matter. It does, but show why. Be
Mhm.
loud about showing why.
Yeah, yeah, because the action really makes a difference.
It
The
does.
action is what people can see, people can emulate, and really, once you get into that action, it can become a habit, and now we can start to really form a new way that we approach each other, a new way that we
Exactly.
interact with each other. We can get rid of some of those stereotypes. We can get rid of some of those things that maybe we grew up with, maybe they were implanted from an
Exactly.
experience. We can start to shed that and start to really treat each other the way we should be treating each other, and truly the way we should be treating the Black community. So I just think that's so, so important. We actually had a question jump in while we were chit chatting and getting into our current conversation where someone was asking about your business. And I don't know if you want to take a few minutes before we wrap up to just talk about, how you figured out what specific audience you'd like to target with your business. What would you say kind of inspired you the most?
Honestly, my businesses are targeted to everyone. So it wasn't one target or one focus. Every walk of life who wants to make that transition to a healthier lifestyle, I was focused on making that transition easier for everyone. It wasn't a focus, it was more so making that transition easier for everyone. So you want to start and then convert back. So my focus was mainly providing products and services that will make that transition easier.
Now, do you do anything specific to make sure it caters to different groups of individuals? And I think your mic, for some reason, getting a little extra feedback all of a sudden. Nope, I hope we're doing okay. But yep, I think we can hear you okay.
I can't hear you.
Oh no, it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a technical problem. All right, so what we'll have to do, Jasmine, we'll put we'll answer your question in the comments because it looks like we're having a little bit of a mic technical issue. So what we'll do is we'll maybe wrap up our interview here, and then we can always jump into the comments and respond. Does that work for you, Ebony? If you can still hear me? Oh, it looks like you still can't hear me.
It's that.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's wrap up today's interview because I think we dug into a lot of different topics. I think we had an opportunity to not only talk about the businesses, the great work you're doing, and so forth. And I just want to take a minute to thank you. It looks like you might be a little bit frozen on the screen, but what we'll do is we'll wrap up today. If anyone is still watching us live, you can always post your question in the comments. And what I'll do is myself and Ebony will jump in there and we'll add some comments, we'll add some flavor, we'll respond to it, we'll give a little bit of our perspective, and we'll handle it that way. So thank you so much, everyone who is watching us live. Thank you, Ebony, if you can still hear me. And what we'll do, actually, it looks like we might have Ebony back.
I'm so sorry.
Yes. That's all right. That's all right. Oh, I'm so glad I got you back.
So staticky. I couldn't hear.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. We just had a crazy technical thing, but you are back. I'm so excited. All right. Jasmine said that she was able to hear it before it went out. So thank you so much, Jasmine. But I don't know if you want to add anything else about how you target, if there is any way you do segmentation. Do you do anything where you do certain either promotions or product lines or anything like that that does cater to any target markets?
Honestly, I target everyone who's interested in making that transition. I get a lot of emails and with people wanting to know, where do I start? And thanks to PeTA, I do have going vegan guides that I send out for free for those who just request it by simply emailing me. So my target is to help individuals who are interested in making that transition, but don't know where to start and don't know how to. My focus is to help them take that leap and start their journey and kind of help them and guide them through that journey if they need help. So just to be that support system that I didn't have.
Perfect. And then what about for the cosmetic line? Do you do any segmentation there or do any different things for different types of individuals or different types of interests?
So I do listen to my customer feedback. Feedback is very important with my cosmetic line. That's another reason why I launched the tour, was to travel city to city to meet different people from different backgrounds to see how they react and get their feedback on the cosmetic line. So that's another thing that this tour was kind of geared around.
Yeah, and I love that idea of it. Even though, yes, COVID, intervened, but I think it's such an important way to build a business is by going out on tour, by meeting with people, talking to people, even having them potentially, I don't know if you had this in the works, but trying the product, having some of that. Oh, good. Having some of that kind of in motion. I think a lot of times when we build our businesses, we build them in a vacuum. We build what we think or what we want or what we've used. And that's a great starting point because you have to start somewhere. But being able to build a process where you can gather feedback, where you can hear what people are thinking and wanting. And then I love the idea of doing a tour because it gives you different perspectives in different cities. that I think it's a great way to build any business, but specifically when you're doing things like physical products like cosmetics, because we all have a different look, a different flair, a different style. We like things a little bit different. So it's nice to be able to gather that feedback. So I really hope you're able to get those tours going again. But I really like how you're building your business, and I like how you're building a business around the things, like you said, that you're passionate about, the things that personally, the challenges of going vegan and having your app be a solution for that. And then
Right.
the idea of your passion around makeup, and really building products to support that. So I'm really glad we had a chance to chat and get this initial conversation going. Hopefully it's not our last one. Um,
No.
'Cause I would love to keep up with you, and also love to keep our audience up to date on how your businesses are growing, how you're expanding, what else you're doing. And also bravo to you for not only building these businesses, but building something that can create jobs. I think a lot of times people forget about how important it is to build a business, because not only does it help us spread the vegan word,
Mhm.
it only helps people get exposure to products and offerings and solutions, but it also creates career paths for individuals, and it creates it in a compassionate place. It creates it in a place, and I don't know if you're going to speak a little bit about that as well as we wrap up, but I just really am excited that you're doing that and you have that in mind as you're building your business.
Yes, that's something that really touched my heart and like really gets me all bubbly inside because I it's one thing that we chose to do this year and it just aligned with everything, despite what was going on. You have the unemployment rate going up, you have people who are not getting the disbursements from on unemployment on time. So it's just a way to give back and to help out, those who are in need right now. It's just a way to give them another avenue to create generational wealth and endless possibilities with working. So I'm excited about that. I'm really, really excited to give, others a chance to start a career with us. And, you have endless possibilities. So there's no, no outlet. You can go anywhere with us. We're really focused on helping others start and birth their passions as well. So that's another thing that the company offer that I'm so excited for. I'm so excited for the executives that we have so far. They have amazing ideas, so they not only add to healthy dining, but we're able to help them, develop their passions. I love birthing things. I love birthing new ideas and starting projects. So me and being able to partner with my executives to birth their ideas and their passions, it's amazing. It's
Oh,
a feeling.
that is wonderful to hear. Well, thank you again for taking the time and letting me steal some time out of your day today. And thank you, everyone who's watched us live, everyone who's been commenting. It's wonderful to make these interactive. It's wonderful to be able to answer your questions. And I guess we will talk to everyone next time. Ebony, I'm hoping we'll be talking again really soon. And once again, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.